Hi folks, this is episode 2 of our Jabal Akhdar ride. This video is the end of day 1 when we had arrived at the checkpoint and then the Nizwa bikers arrived. We waited around there for about another 45 minutes only to be sent back down the mountain, not knowing whether we were going to have permission to go up after all, even though we did have written permission in hand. It seems that someone had decided that only motorcycles of 1500 cc's or greater were allowed to go, and the majority of our group were on GS 1200s, and myself and one other guy were the only two that had 1600s. And then when the Nizwa bikers showed up, most of them were on Gold Wings and Harleys, but they had a few smaller bikes in their group as well. So until someone could make a decision on what to do, they sent us back down the mountain 6 kilometers where we had to wait for roughly 45 minutes to an hour. And once we got permission, we went back to the checkpoint, waited another half an hour or so, and then we're allowed to go. So by the time we made it up, it was sun was setting. It was starting to get dark, and by the time we got up to the top of the mountain where our hotel was, it had actually gotten dark. But in any event, it's still some great twisties, and I hope you like it. So sit back and enjoy, and stay tuned for episode 3, which will be day 2 when we leave the hotel and we ride up further up the mountain to the Alila Hotel, which is really fantastic. So hope you enjoy.
That's a no.
What's a no? Old standards.
Yeah. That's a no. That's a no. I think you're supposed to ride it up. Pushing it's not allowed, right? Well, we've been outside the entrance to Jabal Akhdar for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours now, waiting, even though we have permission to go up, always some sort of administration issue. So here we all sit, waiting. The Nizwa riders on their various bikes, Harleys, Gold Wings, and everything else have just come through. And now we sit and wait. So we'll see.
Well, folks, a little bit of drama. We got to the base
of Jabal Akhdar and ended up waiting 2 hours there. Apparently they had a rule that only bikes of 1500 cc's or greater were allowed. And while I could go up, there was only one other 1600 in the group. And then the Nizwa guys showed up, and they had a lot of Harleys, but there were about 4 or 5 bikes in their group that didn't meet the requirement. So they suggested we go back down the mountain and sit at a cafe. They were going to try to come up with a solution, and they did. So what has to happen is we go back up to the entrance security checkpoint, and Meti has to sign a release saying if anything happens, it's, you know, basically our own responsibility, and we're releasing them from any responsibility, and we can go. So we're heading up, which is good because we were all pretty much ready to go to plan B, which was to go over to Jebel Shams. Unfortunately, Jebel Shams has about 8 kilometers worth of unpaved road, and while some of the guys were saying that you could do it on a GT, I really wouldn't want to, so I would have buggered off and gone and found a different route for myself. But thank goodness we get to go and do Jabal Akhdar. We've got hotel reserved up there anyway. It would have been a shame to have to skip it after coming all the way over here and seeing temperatures of upwards of 42 degrees. So I guess we pull back in over here again, slight pause while Meti goes in and signs the paper, and then off we go. You can see the road up there. It's supposed to be very steep and curvy. So let's see, stand by. Well, we finally got everything sorted after roughly another 45 minutes of waiting. The Nizwa bikers have to go first and then us, but since I'm a 1600, I'll be in the last of the group, and then all of our group on 1200s will be following along. So here we go. Enjoy. Well, so far the grade doesn't seem like that much. Roads are in pretty good condition. We've only got one guy behind me. I don't know where our group is. They're supposed to be right behind us. Hopefully they'll catch up shortly. There we go. We got some guys pulling in now behind us. Well, look at that moon coming up over there. Oh man, that's awesome. Shout out to the boys from Wild Bad Touring. Richie, you got to get the boys down here. Some good riding. We can get you a couple of GS 1200s from Wadi Moto. Oh, look at that line of bikes. Very cool road. So far, nothing terribly challenging. It was worth the wait. Yeah, I haven't even got to the top yet. It's supposed to be spectacular up there. Temperature's coming down nicely, 36 now. But a coolness in the air now that the sun's gone down below the mountains over there, you can see. Nice Triumph. Very quiet. There's the military housing and barracks and stuff over there. You can see it's painted up with a sort of camouflage look. Temperature down to 33 and a half. it's getting a bit dark. The GoPro's still shooting pretty good. The one on the back facing rear is almost out of battery and probably die soon. I can't see this on what I've got up front, but we'll run it until they die. It's a beautiful road, very curvy. Use the engine brake, go down, try to avoid using the regular brakes. You don't want them to overheat and go glassy. Get mushy, then you won't have anything. So far, so good. It's quite a sight to see all these bikes. Everybody riding together. Bunch of good guys. And great fun to ride with. John Calamaris from Greece. Okay, there's a stone house, so that's where we're staying, apparently. Hey folks, we're at Mountain Nights. They've set us up a nice buffet out here underneath the tents. Let's have a look. Over here is some sitting area and beverages. That looks like sweets. There's Anton. Meti shoveling his face full of food. Hello everybody, say hello.
Hello. Hey.
Is the food good?
Excellent.
Yeah, it smells good.
You can do that?
Yeah, and salad, and over there is the hot station. I'm starved. Let's get in it.